When I was 16, my parents decided responsibility would look like other people's sleeping children. The agency photographed me against a gray backdrop and told me to smile softer. They uploaded it with a caption that didn't sound like me. Quiet, patient, good with routines. 2 weeks later, a single overnight job appeared. 1 child, light sleeper, bring nothing noisy. The house waited at the end of a cul-de-sac where fog moved like breath. The porch bulb hummed a thin mosquito whine. The man who opened the door, he called himself Mr. Harper, stood as if the floor had measured his stance already. "She's asleep upstairs," he said. "Don't wake her. I'll be back by 11. His smile was a line someone had practiced on him. He sat me at the kitchen table and asked questions that had nothing to do with bedtime. Which schools were near my house, if my parents stayed up late, whether I jumped at sudden sounds. When he looked at me, he also looked at the hallway mirror behind me, as if checking whether I answered differently there. The refrigerator's motor cycled on in a wavering pitch that reminded me of a throat clearing itself. Then he stood, set a single key on the table, and left by the front door. No car door thump, no engine, just the hollow shift of air that follows a person into the night. The house was undecorated to the point of denial. No art projects on the fridge, no toys, no little shoes tipped near a mat. The only sign of a child was a framed photograph in the den. A small girl in a yellow coat by a pond, smile exact, eyes printed too flat. The glass felt colder than the room when I touched it. I did a lap of the downstairs. Quiet swing of cupboard doors, the clipped scent of bleach in a laundry closet, a bowl turned upside down in the sink like something hiding. In the living room, the clock ticked twice for every second. The couch felt unused, the throw blanket still factory starched. I sent my parents a text. Made it. All good. And read it back as if I were proofreading a lie. Halfway up the stairs, the air changed to something basement cool. The hallway carpet swallowed my steps. At the far end, a door stood closed with the polite finality of an office. Behind it came a faint sound, rhythmic and delicate. Creak, pause, creak, as if a small body rocked without weight. I whispered, "Hey, sweetheart?" The creaking stopped. Soft footfalls padded to the door and stilled inches away on the other side. When a voice finally came, it was low, careful, almost amused. "Go back down." I did. Back on the couch, I tried to sleep. The house wouldn't let me. The fridge hum rose and fell like a voice failing to whisper, and the porch light stuttered a heartbeat against the blinds. Somewhere inside the walls, a slow scrape moved from one vent to another, like a hairpin traveling through long metal throat. My phone vibrated once and showed no service, which felt like an opinion rather than an update. At 1 a.m., a click from the back door. Not a push. More like someone had taken time to teach themselves the lock. I stood at the hallway's edge. The kitchen's dark doorway framed a silhouette too small for the man, tilted like a question. Wet hair clung to both sides of a narrow head. Something thin and metallic dragged across the tile. Scrape, lift, scrape, pausing to listen between each pull. The smell that came with it wasn't rot. It was pond water, coins, and cold. "You're new," it said without turning. Every instinct I'm proud of happened at once. I stepped backward, hand found the front deadbolt, twisted before my thoughts could protest that I might be overreacting. The door resisted once, briefly, as if a hand on the other side had forgotten to let go, then opened. Night air pushed in with relief like noise flooding a vacuum. I ran to my car, keys clacking, breath bright in my mouth. In the rear view, the upstairs curtain lifted. In the lit rectangle, two shapes leaned at the same angle. I didn't go to the police. I didn't tell my parents. I washed my hands for a long time because the smell from the den photo had come with me, and I watched the sink's water swallow everything steadily, like practice. Days passed like I owed them an apology. Then, while I was in bed, my phone buzzed with a number that wasn't a number at all. Just a pale gray circle, and the word unknown. The message read, "Thank you for watching her. You can come back now." I deleted it. An hour later, the same message appeared below itself, as if someone had copied and pasted inside my phone with slow, patient fingers. The agency page where my smile lived went blank. This listing is no longer available. In a mirror that has never looked like me, my reflection smiled softly anyway. I started hearing the house I left inside my own. The fridge shifted into that wrong old hum. The upstairs air felt colder after midnight. Twice, I found wet footprints drying on my hallway carpet, each one blurred at the toes, as if the foot that made them tried to think itself smaller. When the next text came, it arrived with a map pin. I clicked by instinct, expecting another cul-de-sac I could avoid. The satellite view opened on a familiar roof, a small square of porch, a blinking porch light caught mid-stutter, and a front walk I'd forgotten to measure. Tomorrow's booking is my house.
Like, share, subscribe.